You got the touch. You got the
Arise, Rodimus Prime.
Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Now, as many of you know, I'm a big fan of Transformers. I have talked about Transformers in this channel, whether it's action figures, whether it's collectibles, all of it. I have talked about it for quite some time, since probably the beginning of the channel. However, I have never reviewed an action figure. So I'm gonna do more of that in this channel. You're gonna see more action figure reviews from now on. This is the Rodimus Prime. This is for the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy collection. On the side of the box, you can see the image of the poster of the show. At the back of the box, you see the image of everything that comes inside the figure, fully transformed, the vehicle mode, everything that comes, all the accessories. Is really cool. The whole image that they have here is really well designed. Now, the side of the box is a continuation of the front. It says right there that this is a Commander class figure. At the top, you have the logo of the Autobots, also the title, Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, and also the model. And at the bottom of the box, you get all the legal information. Once we open the package, you can get to see everything that comes included. We have Rodimus Prime in its vehicle form. We have the turret with the guns. We have the trailer that is open, and all these accessories, where there's the weapons and also different effects that you can use. You also get a manual. This manual gives you an idea of everything, how to do it. There's a lot of steps how to transform this one. This figure has a lot of different parts that need to be moved. This is the engineering that they did here is amazing for sure, but it's not an easy one. So you have to use this as an, it will give you an idea how to do it. And even so, you're still gonna have a little bit of a hard time. And you also get these cards that they're doing that. I think there's something in the back as well that you can see. Kind of cool, gimmicky, not interested on this one, but that's something that you get there. Now let's look first at Rodimus Prime. And Rodimus, I'm telling you, the vehicle form, it's cool. I really like it. I definitely see that some of the complaints people are having with this vehicle mode, the wing, some people saying it's too long, and some people don't like the back. I would say in comparison to everything that has been done before, this is the closest thing to the source material. So in my opinion, and that is what makes this vehicle very nice. The wheels work and all that, but however, if you look at here, when we do the transformation, I'll show you this part here stick out and sometimes makes it harder. Also, this little pegs that you can use actually to put some weapons there. You can actually put the sword there. It's not really something that definitely works so great in my opinion. And also when you do the transformation, some of the parts there don't sit all the way in, so you all are going to see those gaps. And sometimes when I was doing the transformation, also you can do some scratching, and I did that when I was doing this. Also when you are inserting this to the trailer. So yeah, that's the only thing that I would say, but I'm telling you, it looks really cool. I really like the design. It looks like a hybrid between a truck and a sports car, which is in the end what Rodimus Prime is. With the weapons, you got the long rifle, which is cool, and you open it, you close it too in half, which is really cool. I love the detail. Now you also have the sword, which is really cool, and it does have a peg inside that you have to press in, and you can use to insert, put it on top of anything within the trailer and the vehicle or the robot. You have all these little parts that you can use to create some effects. This is very rubbery plastic. You can create all these different effects. For example, this one right here, and then you do this one, and then you do that one. So you do all sort of things, and so you want to create like a big explosion. This is the effect for the Matrix of Power, but this is like more like a hard plastic. Not a fan of it. Also not a fan of the pegs here that actually insert, and I'll show you why. It's just a little bit more complicated. I wish it was bendable. This, of course, the smoke coming out of the pipes you can use on the vehicle mode or the trailer. Like the black, it's really dark, but on the promo pics it was clear or white. You have this turret, and you can kind of move and do all sort of things with it, as you can see. That is really neat. And you can actually use that. So we're gonna use that in a moment to show you what you can do with it. Now the trailer comes like this, but the way to work it out, to make it work properly, you all gotta do is this, of course. You see this ramp, you just pull it up, and then you can actually move this one and close it. You can hear a crunch, and that is closed. I like the lift mechanism that the doors use. It's really cool, well thought out, and then you close it like this. It doesn't close all the way in, but that's fine. And this one right here, all you gotta do is close this one right here to create a compartment that you're gonna see what is the purpose of it. And of course, we got this little door you close there. And then when you do this, you can actually close it right there. And then you can do that. One thing, push this in so that way it's holes, because if otherwise it would not gonna close all the way. And still, even when you close it, still you're gonna notice that it doesn't close all the way in. So it's something that you gotta kind of finagle with. And one thing I don't like, the stacks in this, of course, the pipes here, they should have gone all the way down, but because of the mechanism of the way you insert the vehicle, it's not gonna do it. So they have this big gap, which is kind of looks ugly in my opinion. They could have just simply moved the whole thing, be able to close it and open to create a better effect. The flames they use here looks really good. The symbol is done well. The sculpting on in this case on the figure is really good. Also here there is a compartment. You open this. Now in the manual it shows that you can insert this here and just have him there just for, you know, for safety. You see there is the little opening for it. The effect for the matrix of power, this two stacks, this little pegs, they go in there, which it's good, it's cool. It's a good idea. You can put stuff away, and actually you can put all sort of things there if you want to occupy the space. You can even have the sword, all of that. The same you can do here. You can put stuff in there. That will be the perfect spot for some of these things, although some are so big, so you're gonna have to disassemble the whole thing in order to put them away. But that's another place where you can insert things and all of that. So it works. You can push things in. Some of that will work. And here, when you open the door and you bring the ramp down, just do it like this, you can insert a vehicle, one of the smaller vehicles. Also on the effects, for example, with this, you can use this here, which is really cool, on the trailer. And there you have it. What you can do with the black smoke, you can insert it here to have this effect. Cool. Smoky for sure. Not good for the environment. And you can do the same thing with the vehicle form, although to be honest with you, it doesn't look the greatest. Now the turret goes here. First, the thing you gotta do, and it doesn't really say well on the manual, just grab this and panels and just push them up. That way they're not gonna be buzzing when you're trying to close the thing, and it's not gonna close. And you can see this peg comes out, and you have this little peg here. Just pull it out if you can. They're kind of tiny. And all you gotta do is very simple. Insert it right there. You see all the little holes that it has, the trailer. So you can really put a lot of stuff in there. You can do all sort of things in a display. And all you gotta do is just press it down, and that's about it. Now, as you can see right here, there is this little, I don't know, you can see this little thing there, the little black thing that's coming out of that. It has to go into that little hole of this. So that way, make sure it's there. So everything is going to sit well and flush. So when you close the doors, you're able to close it. Now to insert the vehicle, all you gotta do is this. You come here and just open this to the stacks at the bottom. And then all you gotta do is just pretty much press down, and that's it. That's all it is. And actually you can come down a little bit on it, and there's a little peg inside, a little black peg that goes inside the hole that is on top of the wing, and that will kind of hold it in place. It's serviceable. I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about it, because what it does when you press it down, for some reason, and if you're not, like the wheels are not really touching, yeah, they can roll, but they're not, I would say that the wheels here are not the best thing in this whole concept, particularly with the vehicle and then with the trailer. So when you look at it, definitely brings a lot of memories of the 1986 film. It's cool. You know, I think it's the closest thing. It is not perfect, but it is really neat.
Oh, light our darkest hour.
All right, now it is transformation time, and this can be a bit complicated, so pay attention to it. Follow the manual, it works, but there are a couple steps in the manual that I wasn't too crazy about. So I'm gonna show you the way that I do it after I have done it several times. First, you gotta remove this little panels here, come all the way, so you can see right there. You do the same thing with this one right here, remove the panel, and then come all the way. Now what you do, the next thing, grab the wings and just push up. And now you have the legs open, and this part is important. Now, one thing you do next, according to the manual, you remove this part of this part. But I came to find out, just doing it and finagling, that the best thing to do will be just to remove the arms first. So what you do is this. You open them, come all the way down. Before we do anything else, you can see these little wings right here, this covers. Those little panels, they need to come in. So what you do, you press them down. Be careful with them because this one is loose, and I seen some comments where people are saying that both are loose. So this is the one that has been loose for me. This one is fine. And what I do next, I grab these arms and I do this part. This is not in the manual, but I came to find that it's better that way when you have free space to work. Work with the legs first, because I think it makes it easier when you're moving stuff around with the torso. So what you do first is this. You grab these wheels and just open them and press down on the tire. You see that? You hear that click? It's fine. Do the same thing for the other one. Press it down. And once you do that, you open this, you stretch it. This is the part where I'm not really a fan of, because I feel that eventually it will break. You have to pull out to open this compartment, and then you grab the leg here and they extend it out. And then what you do is this part I don't like at all. It's just come with the wheel, the tire, come inside. And what you do is you have to stretch this a little bit just to do that. I don't like it because eventually this is gonna break. So this is one reason why I'm not gonna be transforming this a lot. I'm just gonna kind of leave it open. And then what you do in this situation, you open this leg here, this part, and just like that. And then you have one leg. Pretty much that's taken care of, and we have free space now on top. And the same thing we're gonna do here. You can open the legs if you need to work with that, and just press down while you're stretching this open. You hear the click, and then you close it, and it's supposed to close there. Hardly does it, but it does it. And then of course you open this, and now we have the legs. But now we gotta work on the torso. This is gonna rotate to this, because this is the front. And what we're gonna do, we have to unsecure this, so just press this down. So we're gonna separate this from this. You do it like this. After you do it a couple times, the first time it's gonna be harder, but once you start doing it, it's gonna be looser. And now it's on the front. And if you wanna have better idea where you're at, then you can actually turn the head, because you can go 360, you can turn it and you are where you need to be. So now this is the part, this is the front, this is the arm, this is the back. And what we're gonna do next, and this is an interesting part, close this again. This arm's closing again. You come all the way, they're touching like this, and then calm down. You can actually press this way, so that way that gives you the opportunity to come all the way down for this. As you can see right there, because this part is going to rotate. It's going to rotate, so we have to find a way, the opening through the back, where we can do this whole rotation. And as you can see, now we are where we're supposed to be, because these are the shoulders on the front. So we know we're in the right place. So now you can bring him down if you want to. So we're in the right place. So as you can see, the figure is almost done, you know, but there are a couple parts that are finicky. Like one of them, and this is the next one, we have to close this. Now, I was battling at first with this part because it was not going all the way in. It's because, as you can see, in this part, this has to hook with this little part right here. And that is not as easy thing to do. There are two ways to do it, but the way that is recommended is this one. Grab this one and press down until you hear a click. You gotta put some pressure on it. Grab this here and you hear it. You hear that click? That means that it's on. And what you do now, we're going to form the arms, which is going to form the frame of the body. So what you do here, you grab this, extend it down here, this part, and then come in with the gray part until you hear a click. And don't be afraid of the click, because I was a bit afraid of it. There, you got it. And then this one, the same thing. Grab that, then another click, and then you have it. I hear the click. I felt it actually. So now we are where we need to be body wise. And now what we need to do, you can actually put this down so that way you have some space, and then you come up with this, as you can see, put the face there. And this part here, which is tricky, needs to connect with this part here. What you do is very simple. You grab it and you have to apply some, in this case, force. I would say hold your fingers to the back so you're not breaking any on the top, and then just do this. You heard it? It is where it's supposed to be. Everything seems fine so far. So we almost have a robot there, but it's not over yet. Now, as you can see, this part, you can rotate it, and then this part can come down a little bit because these little pegs right here that you can see are going into this little hole. And what you do when you bring them down and you apply pressure, you hear that click, so that means that it's in. So now it's time to do the arms. What you do is very simple. First, you got to stretch this. It comes out a little bit. You can hear that. It doesn't come too far, so be careful not to break any joints, but it's there. And now what we do next, we can have space for this. This needs to be rotated, and what we do is very simple. We open it like this, and then you can actually do this here, and then you rotate this back. Now, before we rotate, let me show you the back of it. This part, it's going to rotate like this up. You're gonna have to finagle a little bit with it because you want it like this, like an L. And then once you have it there, you can actually close it, and this is going to peg into it. So you press down, it is there. So that's taken care of. We do the same thing again with this one. There's a few ways to do it, but I will recommend this one. Now, one thing I didn't do and we got to do now, it's you open those wheels here, which is very cool that it does that, and then just press up and you're able to close it. So that gives space and the wheels are not in the way. Actually, I should have done that first, but in any case, it wasn't done. There's a lot of things that you do the manual, but definitely the manual, I did it their way, but it was longer. And I found that actually if you kind of play with it, you find the way that actually is better for you. You feel more comfortable. So there you have it actually. And the great thing is that the fingers are movable. So you have, in this case, rotation there. You can do all sort of things with it. It's really good. The whole thing that you can do with this figure, the articulation, it's on point. And definitely, man, Rodimus is already there. You already finished it. Let me close it properly here because I didn't do it right with the wheels. But man, that is a Rodimus Prime. Another great thing about this figure, if you grab this and you grab this part of the chest or the plate there, you can get to see the matrix of power. And this one is kind of small, but it's also removable. You can unpick that, and of course you can do the effects with your hand, you can grab it, he can do all sort of things. And this is the part where I'm not super keen, which is when it goes with the effect. I wish actually this one had a peg that goes inside of it instead of just on the sides, because the way they do it is just like this. And then you have to finagle with the hands, and that wasn't easy. I tried it before. You can do it. It's not the best idea the way they apply the whole concept here. You have the rotation here. It can go all the way up. Of course, it's a bit limited because of the way things are positioned, but you can go all the way up. Definitely with the fingers, you can point the finger, you can move the finger, you can do certain things with the hand. The same here, there's rotation. It can actually go 360 on that, and it's cool. Also, there's rotation here on the waist. It doesn't go all the way, of course, because limited by the back, but definitely you can do a couple things here and there. You can have that, I wouldn't call it an ab crunch, but definitely there's a pelvis crunch right there where you can go all the way down. And definitely also there is this little parts here that allows for you to have mobility with the legs, where you can go all the way like this. So you can do all sort of things. You can do it individually, separate. It's really cool, the whole idea. Definitely, I love the way they're doing this articulation with the legs. I wish this was circular so you can actually rotate in a ball joint, but it doesn't have that. But still, it looks like it, but it doesn't. But you can do all sort of things with the legs because you can rotate them, so you can do different poses. Definitely, even with the legs, you can do a couple of things with the feet. It's just gray, so you can actually come up with different poses at different angles. It is a well thought out figure, and I'm telling you, even though I'm not crazy about the auto mode, the vehicle mode, I feel that the Rodimus Prime is amazing in itself just as a figure. The quality of this is as much as a masterpiece, even though of course it has a lot of plastic. It would be nice to have some die-cast elements. If you have die-cast elements, I'm willing to pay more for it. But as it is, I think it's great. It's not the biggest, but man, it looks super cool. Well, guys, I'm telling you, this is a great figure overall. I'm impressed by it. What now Hasbro and Takara Tomy are doing to improve these figures, it's leaps and bounds of what they did years ago. So it's great. I like it. It doesn't mean that it's perfect. There are a lot of things that I'm not too crazy about the figure. One thing is the auto mode. I'm not too crazy about when you do the transformation. Even though it has a lot of real technical things are really amazing and fresh and new, still there are a couple of times where things get a bit more complicated. Once you start getting used to it, you practice over and over, then it becomes really easy to do. But definitely I feel for the safety of some of the parts, which in my opinion, of course, everything is made out of plastic, so some of those parts can break over time. So that's one thing that I'm not going to be doing a lot of transformations with this figure. I'm going to just display it in different poses, because I think that's the strong point, or the best part of this figure, is that it has a lot of mobility, articulation. You can pose it in so many different ways, make some cool dioramas with other figures. I think that's the best thing. But what is your opinion? What do you think about Rodimus Prime? Are you a fan of the 1986 film? Are you a fan of this figure? Have you had the chance to own it? Share your opinion with me here in the comments. So my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care, and I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.
Autobots, transform and